Just going to be a pop type music or a street music.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Alicia. So today's video I'll be going over the cost so far of building our first house in Jamaica. This video is not to brag, it's not to boast, first and foremost, because I know some people like to tussle. It's not to show off. It is, if anything, to give people motivation and to encourage people and to let other people see that it is like possible to build a house when you only make but so much. Like, it is possible to make certain sacrifices and do what you gotta do. So first and foremost, before I even like get into like the nitty-gritty of the cost and everything that we've spent so far, because we're still in the building process, we still have like other hurdles to go over, and we're not even in those. I've gotten like the price range of what those are gonna cost, and I'm looking at like, if God bring us this far, he's gonna take us over those as well. So I'm not even worried, but I'm definitely looking at the cost and I'm like, that's high. That's high, but I'm not worried about it. Tips on how it is possible for us. Number one, I'm in school, which means I do not work a lot of hours. I do not work a full-time job. I'm in school full-time. My husband works full-time. We have our monthly bills combined is about $3,500 a month, depending on if we choose to pay something or not. Obviously includes the partners that we are a part of. So to build this house, we decided to do partner. If you're Jamaican, then you know about partner, and it's really helpful. We struggle with saving because if we follow the system that we live in, all our money will just go in bills. So we treat the partner as a bill, and so we're part of two partners, one in Jamaica and one in the US, and so we just dish the money out every week, babes. Every week. And so that's like the main way we're funding this house project, is through partner. As I said before, I don't work full-time. My husband works full-time, but he only makes less than $3,000 a month. So technically, baby, it's low. So yeah, it is like a tight budget every week for us, a tight budget every week, every month. But God has taken us thus far, and I know he will take us further. So I have all my receipts. And I have all my notes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start talking. I just got my Wi-Fi bill, babes. I just got my Wi-Fi. Y'all, it's so funny that I'm recording and I got my Wi-Fi bill. Anyways, yeah, I don't need the negative energy in my life right now. Right, so this video is going to be the cost from the foundation to the lintel height. We're not at lintel yet. We didn't cast columns or lintel or anything like that yet. We're just at lintel height. I did get the estimate of what it's gonna cost to do like the lintels, the columns, and all of that, but I'm not gonna mention that in this video until we're past that stage. I will tell you guys how much I paid, the material, and everything like that. But for right now, it's just gonna be the cost from the foundation to the lintel height. Now, my husband and I, we were fortunate enough that my mom already started the foundation of the house. The house is 2 stories, so the bottom part or the basement level is my mom's section, and then we are building on top. So half of the top part of the house is ours, and then my mom has a section in the front as well. So it's like 3 units on one building, if that makes sense. Our house is a 2-bed, 2-bath, kitchen, living room, washroom house. It is nothing bigger than that, babes. But yeah, it's 2-bed, 2-bath, and that's what we're working with. So this is the cost to build a 2-bed, 2-bath house right now in Jamaica. My cousin is a contractor, so I could be telling you guys these prices, and a different contractor might tell you a different price. I don't know. I'm probably getting a discount. I don't know. Okay, I think I'm probably getting a little bit of discount. I don't know. I've never built a house before. It's my first house. So this is how we started. So remember I told you guys we were in partners, right? So we got our partner draw and we decided to buy some steel. Now this was last year in November. We got a partner draw. We decided that we wanted to use it to buy steel and some blocks, 500 blocks to be exact, to run it up on the house, to just start the building. So 500 blocks, the first 500 blocks is $75,000. It's 15,000 per 100 blocks, right? And then it took 16 bags of cement, and the steel was $55,000, water $3,000, and then the labor, so for the workmen to like lay the blocks and all of that, that was $90,000. We also had to pay $10,000 so that they could bring the blocks from the yard on top of the roof. So the masons and all of that who was laying the blocks could have an easier time getting the blocks. So that was 10 grand. Okay, so to start the house, so that's just to put up the first 500 blocks, it cost us approximately 263,000 Jamaican dollars. Every figure that I'm gonna give is in Jamaican dollars. I will put the conversion on the screen somewhere. So that's just the first 500 blocks. So we got our partner draw, and that's what we did with our partner draw. In January we got another partner draw. So the first one actually didn't cover everything, like the 263, so it covered like half of the stuff. And then in January we got another partner draw, and we decided to use $1,000 out of that to like make up and pay the workmen and all of that. So anyways, if you recall, earlier this year we came to Jamaica in February, the end of February to March. We decided to do a spring break trip. We got our tax returns right before we came to Jamaica, like the day before. My husband and I decided that we wanted to basically run some more blocks. We came, we saw the progress, and we decided that we wanted to run some more blocks. So we decided to buy 500 more blocks to run on the house. So once again, the same rundown. Another 500 blocks was $75,000. The workman was $90,000. $5,000 delivery. Cement was $30,000. We didn't have to buy steel this time, which was good, and $5,000 for someone to put the blocks up on the house. So my husband was here, so he and his friend actually put the blocks up this time. So we just paid his friend 5 grand, and then he worked for free because it's his house. Obviously, he's gonna work for free. So the second round of blocks cost us $205,000. So far to run 1,000 blocks on the house, it cost us about $468,000. Obviously, there's other miscellaneous costs that I'm probably forgetting, but so far, what I have written down, it cost us $468,000 to run 1,000 blocks on the roof. All right, so fast forward to June. I came back to Jamaica because I decided that I wanted to see more progress on the house. I want to be here when the house is being built, at least when most parts are being built. I would like to be here to see the progress, not only to record, but to also spend the money myself. Or if I can't make it, then I would rather my husband be here to spend the money himself. I do not really trust people. I do not want people handling my money. I would rather see how it's going, see the receipts, and have the receipts in my name. That's just how I am. If you have someone trustworthy, then that's good. I'm not saying my family, I'm not saying I can't find 1 and 2 trustworthy people to like hand over the money and all of that, but I would just prefer to be involved in the process, like more involved. I don't want to be overseas sending the money. I want to be like involved. So the next step was actually to get the step built. So because it is the top floor, we need a step to go up. We couldn't run any more blocks until we built a step. So, and we also needed sand and gravel. Now, because my mom and I are working on the house together, even though I'm working on my part separate, she's building her part as well. So she was responsible for paying for the gravel, and I was responsible to pay for the sand, or vice versa, or whatever. It was gonna cost $1,000 for both, like a truckload of gravel and a truckload of sand. $1,000 for both. So I had to find $500 for my half, So that was $75,000. I'm just gonna say I paid for the gravel. So I paid $75,000 for the gravel. I wasn't here to like buy the step materials, but I sent the money to my cousin who's the contractor, so he bought the step materials because I wanted this step to be built before I came, which it still didn't happen, but the materials were at least paid for. So the materials came up to $53,000, and he did send me the receipts on my phone. So they did come up to $53,000 and then $5,000 for delivery and stuff. And then the labor to build the step was $100,000. So total that was $233,000 for the step materials, the step, and also the gravel. Okay, so I found the receipt for the stuff for the step material. So he used 8 bags of cement. That was $14,000. He used screws, nails, lots of nails, some sheet board type thing, I don't know, and he paid for delivery. Listen, oh, I forgot to mention, my mom also has like boards and stuff that she used to deck the downstairs of her house, so we used some stuff from that for the step materials as well. Not a lot, and I think I owed him like $5,000 when I came because he had to buy something else. So let me add that $5,000. I tell you, there's a lot of miscellaneous things that I will forget. So $238,000 for the step and the gravel. I know this video is gonna take a lot of editing. This video is going to take a lot of editing, bro. Alright, so after we finish the step, then the next step would be to run up 600 blocks to reach the lintel height, which we are currently at. So the 600 blocks cost $90,000. I paid for the 600 blocks. I paid about $10,000 to have 3 people bring them from the roadside up onto the roof or in the kitchen area. So that was $100,000 right there. After the blocks, we decided that we had to put in the steel work for the columns, steel, the cements. I think I only bought steel and cement that day. It cost $105,000 for the steel and the cement. The steel was for the columns, and then the cement would be to run up the 600 blocks. I am gonna tell you guys exactly how much cement I bought just a second because I have the receipts next to me. Now the labor costs to tie up the steels for the column was $40,000. And then the labor cost to run up the 600 blocks was $105,000. Other extra costs included buying construction buckets. I had to buy about 3 more. Those were $800 a piece. And then I had to buy a shovel. That's $1,600. I already said I paid people to bring the blocks on the house. Obviously, that was between 10 and 11 grand. And then I had to pay people to like drive me to the work site, pay people to drive me to the hardware. So that's extra like $5,000. So I'm just gonna say miscellaneous things. I'm gonna put $10,000 for miscellaneous. It's probably more. It's probably more. So far there's $360,000, right? Right. So when the steel was going up, like when the blocks are laid, now remember, so that day, right? That day, I bought 15 bags of cement for $26,250, and then I bought a lot of different types, 2 different types of steel, 30 length of the 3x8 steel, and then I bought 1/4 ton of the 1/2 inch steel. So the 3x8 steel was $36,000, and then the 1/4 ton of the 1/2 inch steel was $35,500. And then I bought 6 pounds of binding wire for $900. So the steel and the binding wire came up to $72,400. I had to pay $2,000 for delivery, and I had to pay $4,530 for service charge. The service charge when you're using your overseas card. Excuse me. So that's that day. Now, after I bought that 15 bags of cement, my cousin called me a few days later. He's like, we need 10 more bags of cement. So far that's 25 bags of cement. Okay, so let's add the 10 more bags of cement that I had to buy. So that's 17,500 for 10 more bags of cement. And then I had to pay $1,500 for delivery. All right. And then 2 days later, he called again. He's like, we need about 5 more bags of cement. I'm like, sir, more? So 5 bags of cement would be, because I want to give you guys the exact figure. I want to give you guys the exact figure, as well as I want to have the exact figure for myself as well. So calculator, $17.50 for 1 bag of cement, 1 bag of cement. So $8,750 for the 5 bags. Plus $8,750. So grand total, we spent $387,750 to run up 600 blocks, workmen, buying the material, buying the steel for the columns, tying up the steel for the columns, buying all the cement. It went up to 30 bags of cement just to run out the blocks and fill the block pockets. So let's see what's our grand total so far. So far, to get the house from foundation, and remember, I did not pay to build, like dig out the foundation and cast the foundation and all of that. No, I had a level. I'm working on a rooftop basically. So to get the house from foundation to lintel height cost us $1,093,750 Jamaican dollars. We're just gonna say $1.1 million because I know there's extra miscellaneous things that I'm forgetting that I actually did, or whatever the cost may be. But we're at $1 million already, babes. We're at $1 million and we're not where we want to be. And honestly, if you take anything from this video, make sure you join partner. Okay, join a partner, have a plan, have a spouse, or if you're doing this by yourself, then do it by yourself, but have a plan. If you have a spouse, make sure it's someone who supports you, someone who sees the vision, someone who wants to work towards the vision as well. Obviously, my husband and I, we want to have our own house. We want to have somewhere where when we come to Jamaica, we can have somewhere for ourselves. And honestly, somewhere where when I leave my spoon one place, I can come back and see my spoon exactly where I left it. No offense to my family. And no offense to y'all. But yeah, that's how much we've spent so far. I'm gonna put pictures of the progress of the house in this video. Oh, and I'm also gonna put like the, let me calculate it from now so you guys can know how much US dollars. 1.1 million Jamaican dollars is 6,866 USD. Our budget for this house is 30 grand or 40 grand. If we can keep it lower, that would be nice, but I know finishing touches, I'm gonna want nice things. So yeah, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, have a plan, have a vision, put it to God. If God opened the doors for you to build the house, build the house. The amount of houses that I see going up right now, it is the prime time to build your house. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, Jamaica have crime, oh, things hard. Things hard everywhere, babes. Things are hard in America too. It's a sacrifice to build a house. Make that sacrifice if you want somewhere at home. I'm not gonna say I wasn't fortunate enough to like have the land already, and my mom like building the foundation, because the foundation took a lot of money. That lady spent at least 50 grand on just the downstairs area. You get it? Like, she spent a good amount of money on just the downstairs area. So I'm fortunate that at least that part was completed and all we had to do was go up on top. I'm fortunate. because the amount of money it's gonna cost to deck the house, to do the columns, the lintels, flash and render, electrical, plumbing, it's gonna rattle us. But with God, all things are possible, and I know God is gonna make a way. I know if we stick to the plan, if we stick to the budget, if we continue to be obedient, then I know we're gonna see the fruits of our labor. So yeah, so far so good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget that you can do this too. It is possible. It just takes sacrifice and obedience. So I'll see you guys in my next video. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below. If you need a trustworthy contractor, I can hook you up with my cousin. He is very trustworthy. He built this house that we are in right now, and this was probably 5-6 years ago. So I definitely trust him to build our house. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.